for aha Ghana TV GH. Make like, a comment, a subscribing, and for notification so turning on so that anytime you post a video, it is we will start making
AP News, Reuters reporting that some of the deportees were held in very squalid conditions on their way here to Ghana. They report that some of them were held in Ghana. Government is not concerned about the bad press that this would generate for us.
It was for Honorable Kujeto Ablakwa. See, Onusu Hodi accountability series. Now maybe so. Okujeto, Honorable MP for Northtown. One of the poorest constituency. The entire Volta region in your Voltarian. Now, Honorable Kujeto, what are you being accountable for? There are over 13,000 Ghanaians. Journey free Gonja land. Oman Penyakasa Nikrom. Nikrom. Now, Journey call Ivory Coast Honum no. And I'm dada say. Asem Tokwano abai we enti emusam brebium just for them to come back ebusanfo and realize that Tokwano is nowhere near the end. They have to run back to Ivory Coast again. Honorable Kujeto, is that what you have been accountable for? And the worst thing is because on him say and about who this fake accountability series inti. And I endra all years and say he's going to visit the refugees and see where they are sleeping. Now and this is for no I'm feeling say join and I say moi. I agree other I say ni agree and I say. Now because sometimes the way I more approach no it insult our intelligence as Ghanaians. Your approach, it does insult our intelligence. Sanka only sa accountability series and there. Aka endra unko shebe bia refugees no da. You Kujeto, when you were in opposition, ebra Russia Ukraine war we see no. Utiminya ska eko Romania eko share Ghanaian students no. Propaganda anti through plane. How long has this Gonja conflict been going on? Have you been there? Israel. Ghanaians are in Israel. Ghanaian students in Israel. Ghanaian citizens in Israel. Good morning.
How are you?
Fine, please yourself. In Israel. Have you ever considered for once throughout this conflict between Israel, Qatar, and the others to travel to Qatar? They are going to visit Ghanaians. Say last Nanuyana Israel for Bombi Qatar. Yes, sir. And I will Kujeto release this statement say you are condemning. Say condemning no crano. And I can't want some year. And as a condemnation, there are a lot of Ghanaians in Qatar. Yeah. Because I remember 2022 we are in Qatar organizing World Cup. Yes, sir. And it's our World Cup I'm organizing. A lot of Ghanaians are there. Have you gone to see the Ghanaians? Have you gone to visit them? So what are you accountable for? What are you accountable for, Kujeto? Israel. This Israel's war with Gaza. Kujeto, as foreign minister, have you been to Gaza Strip to see if maybe there are one or two Ghanaians there who are caught up in the fight? Kujeto, so what are you accountable for? What are you being accountable for? Waste of taxpayers' money. Waste of precious resources. That is what this fake accountability series, especially Okuteto Dienkwandie and the Hame, because there is nothing to be accountable for but failure. Yes, Okuteto, you are a failure. You have failed as a Minister of Foreign Affairs, and to think, say, in that same position, we had stalwarts. Akufo-Addo was once a foreign minister, man. Come on. Shile Ayoko-Botwe, former minister, former foreign minister, now the General Secretary of Commonwealth. We had stalwart. And NDC comes to power, and all we have to settle with is this Okujeto man. A braggart who knows nothing about diplomacy, who would rather put us into trouble with empty releases. And Ghana is forced to bend the knees to US and accept foreign citizens Ghana Fompo, all because you don't know diplomacy. And to confirm Nigeria for say or more citizens or more per as a mind Ghana, because you know nothing about diplomacy. Zero about diplomacy. So please save us our taxes. With all those accountabilities, you have nothing to be accountable for but failure. Thank you.
Okay. My name is Maxwell. I work with Joy FM and Enjoy News. My question is on the third country deportation. I've seen quite a number of international media, AP News, Reuters, reporting that some of the deportees were held in very squalid conditions on their way here to Ghana. They report that some of them were held in Ghana. Government is not concerned about the bad press that this would generate for us, and then secondly also being seen in the eye of the rest of the world that we are an enabler, perceived enabler of human rights abuses. Secondly also,
if you may clarify, who has been accused of this alleged human rights violation?
No, they are claims, because
claims on that who has.
So there's a lawsuit in a court in Washington where this person, the complainant, is making the claim
against
that they were abused.
By who?
On their way here to Ghana. They were held in straight jackets and all of that. And the international press is reporting this.
Okay.
And some persons on social media are raising concerns that this is likely to create the impression that Ghana is an enabler of human rights abuses.
All right, thank you very much.
No, second question is tied to this. Second question is
all right,
tied to this.
I'll give you that dispensation.
Thank you.
Only this time.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I want to find out, is this memorandum of understanding strictly tied to just West Africans, or we'll get to the point when we'll take in other nationals out of the sub-region?
Thank you very much.
Yeah. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Diplomatic engagements, regarding economic relations and stuff like that. But to what extent have you engaged them regarding the distraction to our environment as far as illegal mining is concerned? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good morning. I'm Salamat Kukwapinto. I work with the Despite Media. My question to the minister is, I want to know from him whether his ministry grants the former president and the former vice president their courtesy duties, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Patrick Asford Buedu. I'm with Radio Gold. Security-wise, Honorable, I want to find out if the presidential jet currently that the state is using is in a good state. Then also, do you think it is appropriate and prudent for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to be traveling with this particular presidential jet? Recently, when the president was traveling to Japan and Singapore, we were told that he went with a commercial flight. He will be traveling again for the United Nations program. I want to find out whether he will be traveling with a commercial flight again. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I am Akosi Aocho. I work with City FM. Permit me, I have two questions. Minister, on August 1, President Mahama, on behalf of government, delivered food products as a humanitarian donation to Palestinians. Now, in his speech, he says, this gesture of compassion aims to respond to the needs of the people in Gaza. But at the same time, this humanitarian support, the Coalition of Ghana Scholars Abroad earlier this year, in a letter to the president, called for immediate attention to alleviate their struggles. Well, they cited a non-payment of stipends for 11 months. Now, in light of the president's message of gesture of compassion and Ghana's support for people suffering abroad, how does your ministry justify prioritizing large-scale humanitarian donation with the ongoing, for lack of better words, neglect of students who have described as dire hardship that you're going through? And then secondly, I'm happy that you mentioned 24-hour operations, starting off with the passport centers. But I want to find out if you can provide us specific numbers or figures of how many people have been employed in line with your one job, shift, 3 shifts, and then 3 people. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'm leading with the Ghana News Agency. My question is bordering on the former foreign ministry premises that was gutted by fire. Has been left in a state that we are no longer using it. And when a building is in such a situation, it will be deteriorating further and further. And the third one is on the Accra International Conference Center. Years back, there were some development of crack.
The minister would answer these questions, after which we'll bring the proceedings to an end. Thank you very much. Honorable Minister, the floor is yours.
Well, let me thank you all for the very insightful questions. I have written 10 questions from all of you, and I will proceed on the order with which we received the questions. Maxwell Ablakwa of Gyae, on the third country deportation, you are wondering if we will not be seen as an enabler. To the contrary, I mean, these people have followed the lawsuits that have been filed, and it is important to stress that Ghana has not been cited. We are not a target of the United States, the Trump administration, and as has been pointed out, we are only helping our brothers and sisters. We are coming in purely on humanitarian grounds, expressing Pan-African solidarity, which Ghana is famed for. So we should rather be seen as a country that wants to look out for its fellow Africans. That is why we made it clear to the Americans that we will not accept $1. We don't want any, because it comes with some financial burden, you know, hosting them, taking care of the accommodation and all of that before they transition to their countries. But we said that we will not, because it could be misconstrued and the impression could be created that we are doing this for some other motive, some financial objective. We are not seeking any financial gain at all, and we have stated that under no circumstance we're of our fellow West Africans. And remember that West Africans can come to our country visa-free for 90 days under ECOWAS protocols. So really, what we are doing is consistent with our ECOWAS protocols. The second part of your question, Maxwell, is that are we going to be expanding this to other Africans? For now, the strict understanding we have with the Americans is that we are only going to take West Africans. And we did that because we noted that in other regions of Africa, other countries were looking out for citizens of those regions. For example, Uganda, Rwanda, Eswatini, Sudan, taking care of Africans' credentials to take care of West Africans. So on China and Galamsey, we have very great relations with China. And to be fair to the Chinese, a lot of them are doing good business. They are investing in transformative projects. There is no official China government policy to come and destroy our environment. And they have made clear anytime we have engaged with officials in Beijing, they have been supporting us to get rid of their nationals who come in And as you do know, we have been cracking down, arresting them, prosecuting them, and we will continue with the arrests and prosecutions. I can confirm to you that as part of my recent visit to China, there are nationals here to engage in Galamsey. I met with the governor, the city authorities, and Director Asia is here. He can confirm that in that meeting, I did not mince words at all. I really stated President Mohammed's position that this cannot continue. We welcome good investors to come partner with us and transform our economy, but we will not accept you sending your nationals here to engage in Galamsey. And we made that very clear to the city authorities. What we have also done subsequently following that meeting is that we have a new policy now at our embassy in Beijing and our consulate in Guangzhou, where we no longer process group visa applications. That's the new policy. Everybody must show up for an interview, and no matter if you claim you are coming for a conference, an excursion, whatever, you must all produce yourselves individually and apply individually. So there's a strict directive that no more group processing of visas, which was one of the outcomes of the meeting we held with the city authorities. I forget the name of that city. The Guangxi province, and can assure you that we are dealing with that matter very fairly in our national interest, because this Galamsey menace is really a menace that all of us must confront, and it aches my heart. It gives all of us sleepless nights. It is an existential threat we face, and if we don't deal with it boldly and ruthlessly, we are virtually on a suicidal path. And the little we can do as foreign ministry, making sure that at least we stop suspicious characters from coming in, we are doing that. Of course, we are not responsible for going into the field and removing those who are engaged in that, courtesies and privileges to them. Indeed, I issued a circular very early on that the image of our country, imagine a former president of Ghana arriving in another country and he has to be looking for an Uber or taxi, and they are known. I mean, so it will not be an affront to them. It will be an affront to the image of our country. So that circular is in force, and I can confirm that it's being used. Only last week, the former First Lady was with us in Addis Ababa. Full courtesies extended to her. The Honorable Samira Baumia. She was invited for the Africa Climate Summit, and we extended full courtesies. Dr. Baumia himself had been invited to Brussels not long ago. Ambassador Techi Mensin called me to confirm that can he still proceed to extend full courtesies. I said, yes, why not? Go ahead. So we have been doing that, and I want to assure you, every request I have received, I have approved without delay. So I can confirm that to you. It's about the